Hello, fellow Rotarians and guests. Welcome to the Rotary Club of Pleasanton, the world's greatest Rotary Club. Our meeting is being recorded and will be available on our YouTube channel, so please check it out if you'd like or send it to your friends. A warm welcome to all of our guests that are here today and our visitors. We appreciate you being here. If you want to learn more about our club, please see Ricky or myself, and we'd be happy to talk to you about that. We want to, I want to thank our greeter, Mr. Bill Evans. I also want to thank Roger Bennett for doing attendance, right? Were you doing attendance? Yes. And then, what did I say? Roger Bennett. Oh, Emmett, sorry. I don't know. I guess I have a friend, Roger Emmett, Bennett. So sorry about that, Roger. And Kathleen filled in for Kathy. So, right. So thank you, Kathleen, for your help. I'm having trouble with names here, and I had nothing to drink today, just to tell you. Maybe I should have had a drink. So, and I really want to shout out to Julio. I mean, we had like 5 name changes today, right, Julio? So thank you for coordinating all this. You've done an awesome job. So give it up for all of them. So, Bill Wheeler, would you please help me start the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you so much. Please be seated. So we're going to pause recording, and I'll be happy to pass the mic around for those of you that would like to share any We Care or Happy Dollars. Audrey, what I'm going to do is and then we have a song that I asked Ricky to pick because it's his special day, which I will talk about later. So Ricky, you got a song lined up for us, right? All right, cool.
We're celebrating the poker event, so we're doing One Heart, One Club again.
To sing One Heart, One Club. Let's go to it.
One heart, one club, one club. Let's get together, do good, have fun. We do wheelchairs and the spirit run. Let's get together, do good, have fun. Rotary gives thanks, and when the work is done, let's get together, do good, have fun. One heart, one club, one club. Let's get together, do good, have fun. Peace to serve us, a new day has come. Let's get together, do good, have fun. Mother, daughter, father, son. Let's get together, do good, have fun. One heart, one club, one club. Let's get together, do good, have fun. One heart, one club. Let's get together, do good, have fun.
Miss you, Don Lewis. So nice to see you today, Julie. Thanks for being here. Okay, we got an international video that Ricky's also picked for us because it's his special day. So here we go, Ricky. Okay.
Now, I'm going to tell you something. I'm single, and I wear my rotary pin all the time. And so when I'm out, when I'm out, and women ask me, single women ask me, what's that pin for? My elevator speech is different for them. And yours would be too. So, So if it's a Rotarian or a prospective Rotarian asking me about the pin, I'll say to them, they'll say, what's the pin for? And I say, well, that's a rotary pin. And what do you think 99% of the people say right after that? You've been there a million times. They say, what is rotary? And to that I say, rotary is the best decision I've ever made. And what do you think they say to that? Now this is a key moment, you guys, because I am no longer selling them rotary. They're interested in rotary. You understand? And if you're in sales, you know it's much better if the other person's asking for the product or the salesperson by name than the salesperson thrusting the product down the other person's throat, right? So when he says, what's rotary? Rotary is the best decision I ever made. Why is that, right? And I say, well, because it's bigger than anything I've ever done in my life. It's allowed me to be a complete human being. And I really enjoy it. And and by the way, if you're married, you probably can't say it's the best decision you've ever made. I'm not going to do any better than that, man.
All right, Ricky, he kind of looks like you, that guy. Okay.
Morning,
All right.
Brian.
Next, I'd like to welcome any visiting Rotarians. I know we have one in the room. Who would like to introduce him? Or maybe we have two. Oh, okay. Oh, you're over here. Okay, wrong way. Excuse me. Coming down, back around. Peter, thank you. And then on over. Thank you, sir.
Herb.
Oh, yeah.
I'd like to introduce Herb Ritter. He's from the Pleasanton North Club, past president and future district governor. Let's give him a hand.
Woo! There we go. And we have one over here too. Thank you, Gary. Passing it around the mic.
President Steve, fellow Rotarians and guests, I'd like to introduce somebody that doesn't need much of an introduction from the Rotary Club of, in the category of,
Electrical contractor.
please welcome.
Bob Tucknod. All right, Bob, welcome. Do we have any visitors of Rotarians here? Guests of his guests. Okay, well, I'll get you, Gary. All right, Julia, she's got it for me. Thank you.
Yes, I'd like to introduce to you all, we met him last week. He's my chauffeur again this week. My husband of 55 years, almost 56, Larry Alameda.
Okay. Woo! Larry.
And I would like to introduce my sister's current husband and my favorite brother-in-law, also my only brother-in-law, Glenn Davenport.
All right, welcome, Glenn. Right over here, we got Gary. Can you? Not going to do that. All right, thank you, Julio. Appreciate it. Yes.
And Kathleen got married when she was 5 years old. Kathy got married when she's 5 years old.
Yeah, we.
Okay, my number one son, still the top of the list, Anton Ferris regularly.
Welcome back, Anton. All right, cool. Let's see. Do we have any Zoomers today? All right, we got, looks like Jake, right? I see Jake there. And
Hello.
Jake, hello.
Hello, President Steve and fellow Rotarians. I'm just multitasking with business meetings today.
Great. Well, you look really good multitasking, I must say. Okay, Anshu, hello. Hi, Anshu.
Hi, good afternoon,
Yes.
everyone.
Okay. How you doing?
Hi, sorry I couldn't be there today. Good to
Okay,
see
well,
you
we'll
all.
see you. Oh, internet connection, not very good. That's not good. Okay. All right. Well, good to see them. All right. So moving along here, I now want to introduce our inspirational speaker. And Pinky's coming up to give us an inspirational talk. So Pinky, welcome.
Thank you, Steve, and thank you all Rotarian esteemed members for joining me today. This is my first presentation in inspiration, so please forgive me if I go anything wrong. So it's really nice to see and be a heart of this family, Rotary family. And, oftentimes I attended meetings, I had my lunch, and then I went off. But we never get to know each other. And this is the time when, last year I was having a few things in my life and I was not able to attend all the meetings. And, Julio, he reached out to me, Pinky, can you share? I said, not now. When I'll be ready, I'll be sharing my thing. So today, here I am. So as you know me, I'm Pinky Mukherjee. I'm the co-chair of the Rotary Youth Committee and also a founder of a nonprofit in mental health awareness and education. In fact, I invite you all to join my session in June end, where I'll be presenting about my organization. So this inspiration is about my daughter, and I live in Pleasanton with my family, and I'm honored to share this because it's a journey for inspiration about my daughter, Asmi, and she'll be a senior this year, and next year she'll be graduating from Purdue University in Sciences. So to me, she embodies courage, resilience, and determination, qualities that resonantly, deeply, it's within the values of Rotary. And that's why I'm sharing this. From a young age, my daughter, she had faced certain health challenges with unwavering strength and grace. Last year, it was really challenging year for all of us. She had concussion and her tailbone got fractured. She was bedridden for almost 6 to 7 months. She is doing much better now. In the face of adversity, she has taught me the true meaning of perseverance. She had shown me that setbacks are not roadblocks, but opportunities for growth and learning. Moreover, my daughter is compassionate and she has empathy towards others, and she has touched many lives. She extends a helping hand to those in need, offering support and encouragement with a genuine warmth that uplifts the spirit of those around her. As I stand here today, I'm filled with pride and gratitude for the person that she has become. She's just not my daughter, she's a beacon of hope and inspiration to all those who know her. Last week, she got an award that is first place for her cancer research, and she's the only undergrad in Purdue University. And she's recognized all over most of the states in this journey, and it was pretty competitive, the way the research she has done for past 2 years. I invite you to join me in celebrating this remarkable journey of my daughter, a journey that reminds me of all the power of resilience, the power of beauty and compassion, and endless possibilities that lie when we face life's challenges with courage and determination. Thank you, Rotary family.
You did a great job. Thank you, Pinky. Appreciate all you're doing for our Youth Services Committee. So I think, Gary, you had something you wanted to share. I'm not sure if it's for me or somebody else. So here you go.
So Mother's Day is coming up and we want to acknowledge mothers, and so you get a bouquet of flowers. But so I got my green thumb from my mother. Most of you know that. So hey,
all that. Okay.
Oh, I got So these got picked a little prematurely. They haven't bloomed yet.
Oh my God.
Here's a bouquet of
artichokes. Oh, nice. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Wait a second. Somebody take a picture of that. Does anybody have a camera? Yeah, here, yeah.
He kind of got me. He said, "Oh, next time make sure they're big."
Yeah, and you made it happen. That's amazing. Thank you so much. Yeah. All right. Cool. Thanks, Gary. All right. I appreciate it very much. Good. You left a lot of water on here, but that's okay. Okay. So yeah, but it was worth it. I can't wait to boil those. Okay. Ricky, you want to talk a little bit about the amazing poker tournament we had on Friday? Okay. Okay, cool. Are you coming up here? Okay, all right.
So hopefully you got to enjoy some of the pictures that Fenton took, and he did a fantastic job. Probably took close to 1,000 pictures Friday night of our Rotary poker event. So we won't have time to see them all right now, but just wanted to thank everyone who helped out. I think it was a great success. We were hoping to raise maybe 25 to 30,000. I think we're pretty close to the 25,000. We're still counting all the money and the things that we have to pay for. But if you were in any way helping, as in you donated your time, you donated a basket, you were a sponsor of a table, please raise your hand so we can give everybody a big round of applause. Most of the club, thank you everyone so much. And we have to say Bob Tucknott, regrettably for our club, is stealing away the Rotary Cup this year. He came as the highest finishing Rotarian. So congratulations, Bob Tucknott.
Show me the money. We'll show you the trophy. Thanks, Ricky. And just want to add to his comments. I was only able to stay for dinner, but just a wonderful evening, very professionally done. Just the banners that you'll see and everything. So great job, committee. You guys are, and gals, are amazing. So thank you so much. Okay, next, I wanted to just give Herb Ritter, our district governor nominee, a couple minutes. He is going to talk about some help that their club, North Rotary, needs for their big event coming up on May 17th. So,
hey, thank you, Mr. President. It is always great to be back here at the world's greatest Rotary Club that meets on Thursdays at noon in Pleasanton. I love this club. Also, well, you know, to go along with the spawning thing, this club is 59 years old, and that's how the year I was born, this club started. So I'll never forget your charter club. No, and man, the things that Steve told me, he came down to the district conference, said your event was amazing. So congratulations. And I think we had some PNR members there supporting, and that was great. So our club's having one on the 17th at Castlewood, our fundraiser. And I think there's a few members here going. Ricky, Randy, you guys, we're looking for just some helpers. If some people want to show up, I'll buy your drinks. I won't be there, unfortunately, but I'll leave my credit card with any of you that are willing to help. But, oh, Brad, I think I got a buyer. So it's at Castlewood, and well, my credit limit's about $20. No, it should be great. But also another really cool thing, you're probably going to do more announcements on this. On Monday, a member of your club is getting a Patriot Award. How many of you know that? Are you going to announce that, Steve, or you want me to say some things? So who's a past Patriot Award recipient in this room? We got a few. The tradition carries on. Randy, we're so proud of you. I hope some people show up to support you. It's a Museum on Main. I know they will. Museum on Main at 6 or 5. I can't remember. 6. Please show up. Randy's been practicing his speech all week, and we're excited that he gets to join the Patriot Club member award recipient. So congratulations, Randy. Way to carry the Rotary tradition. We love it. So it's Monday. This coming Monday on Main Street at the library and museum. And what's that? Monday, May 6th. What days? Is that Monday? Yeah, that's what I thought I said. Damn. Oh, and also congratulations. You guys have moved into the big boy room over here. So over the last time I was over here. So I love this room. So yes, sir. Lisa is also a recipient. Because for every good man, there's always a woman right beside him. And Lisa's amazing. So, and you're going to get to hear the announcement of all the great things about Randy from the Shapiros. So, and Lisa and Bob and Joyce. And eventually Brad will probably say something and everybody else. So congratulations, Mr. President.
I'll make sure Kathy knows you said that comment about having your wife being your best partner by your side. So great. So now it's my pleasure to introduce our chair of our programs. Please give Brad Hurst a round of applause. He's doing a great job. Yeah. So.
Thank you, President Steve, fellow Rotarians. Our guest speaker today is Nick DeHasia. Was that close enough? Okay. And he's not even Greek. Okay, Nick has been with the Oakland Zoo for 10 years. Prior to that, he was with the World Bank and with Levi's. While at the zoo, he's overseen a number of projects, including the California Trail, the tram, the veterinary hospital, and he promises he's not going to get pandas, but he's going to get a giraffe and bring it the next time he speaks. Please welcome Nick.
Thank you, Brad. And Ricky, do I get a clicker? All right. I got to say, Ricky is an amazing MC over there. Steve, nothing to take away from you, but Ricky's doing a fantastic job. By the way, yes, the greatest Rotary Club in Pleasanton. I think I can say that, but I do belong to Oakland Rotary number 3. So I probably can't be recorded saying this is the greatest club. On Thursday, there you go. And I'm going to make a shameless plug while Ricky's getting me the clicker. Brad and Bill and I just sat down and we connected. And how did we connect? We started talking for some reason about Fremont Bank. So shameless plug here, since Brian's here as well over there. Hi, Brian. The Oakland Zoo banks with Fremont Bank, and we wouldn't have been able to build and double the size of the zoo without the generosity, the relationship, the trust, and the trust that really comes through. So if you don't bank with Fremont, talk to Brian. He'll set you up. But anyway, that's my shameless plug for the day. So thank you for having me here. I really appreciate it. I've been, Brad, you said 10 years. I've been at the zoo for 18 years. So thank you for making me a little bit younger. And took over on the CEO role about 4 years ago. So some of you may be familiar with Dr. Joel Parrott. He may have even spoken to his club. He was the CEO there for 37 years. So great to have somebody who took the zoo from the depths of despair. For those who have been to the Oakland Zoo or dared to walk in the 1980s, it was one of the worst zoos in the country. Actually, it was listed as one of the 10 worst zoos in the country. Hey, there you go. We got jokes in the audience. So Dr. Parrott really transformed the zoo, and I had an opportunity to sit beside him and then also take over and then be able to double the size of the zoo. How many of you have been to the zoo in the last 5 years? Okay, about a half of the room. Well, for those who haven't, please come back in. So I've got a few slides here. I've got a video to start because it's a lot more fun looking at a video than at me. So let's see if this works. There you go. And I'll come back in a few minutes. Perfect. I love that. Every time I see that, it kind of gets me going. I feel incredibly lucky. I feel incredibly lucky. I was talking here. I've got two kids. My son is turning 18 tomorrow, and my daughter's almost 20. And they grew up watching me spend my life at the zoo. And thankfully, my daughter is at UC Davis studying animal science. And so she always likes to say, "Dad, it's not because of you." But it just makes me proud to be in an organization that does so much for the community. And I just want to share a little bit more of that. Obviously, the zoo is a fun place to be. And especially in Oakland these days, there's a lot of things that are tough and hard. And there are very few organizations that bring joy into people's lives. And the zoo means many different things to many people. And so if you want to just come have a wonderful time with young kids and run them around the zoo and get them on a ride, that's wonderful and that's great. And if you want to go deeper and come into an educational program with us, we can do that. And so much more. So especially at a time like this and getting through COVID, a lot of struggles we were having at the zoo, but we always centered around, this is a place in the community that's for the community, that's built by the community, not just Oaklanders. It's called the Oakland Zoo. Less than 15% of our visitors are Oaklanders. Really important that, because people think it's just an Oakland institution. We're actually now probably down to less than 10% are from Oakland. We're getting people from all over the Bay, up to Napa, to Lodi, Stockton, down to Monterey, San Francisco. One of our biggest areas of growth is San Jose. People want to come up to Oakland to the zoo from there. So, we're a fun place, but we're a serious place at the same time. Given where the world is today, we came up with a new vision and a new process for who we are and what we do. And we used to talk a lot about animals. Yes, of course it is about the animals, but it's really about how people and wildlife and animals, how we thrive together. And it's really important that we've got to take care of people as well, especially in these last, several years of mental health challenges and people struggling. Animals bring joy to people. And how do we create that learning opportunity, which is really important. We also updated our mission. We want to connect people to animals. That's important. We are about saving animals from extinction. It's happening. It's not just happening in Africa or Asia. It's happening here in our backyard. And you saw a little bit of that with the California condors, mountain lions in a different sense. We've rescued 26 mountain lions from horrible situations, wildfires that we're getting used to too much, vehicle traffic, mothers getting killed. We got cubs. We got to take care of them. So they come into our hospital, and you saw some of that. So really important to save. And frogs, amphibians, we do a lot of work around that. Huge problem in California with frog species dying off. So we're helping to head start them in the zoo, and we release them back out into the Sierra. So a lot of different things, but then inspiring those people. You saw kids in there and Zoo Camp. That's a wonderful program. But how do we get not just the younger generation, because the zoo is for everybody, but how do we inspire whoever that is going to be? We have the Healthy Living Festival, the United Seniors of Oakland and Alameda County for the last 20 years. So the zoo is a place not just for little kids, it's a place for seniors, it's a place for people who just haven't been able to come and experience that. So you saw this about the zoo being closed. These rainstorms have been horrible. Pandemic was bad enough. We were closed for 7 months, on and off. And people think you could just turn the lights off and go home. We have 350 staff. We're a $30 million operation. We've got animals to take care of, 1,000 meals a day at the zoo, different animals getting medicine, food, et cetera. So when the pandemic hits, everybody's still there because they got to keep it going. But this was last year, and who would have thought we were done with the pandemic, or so we thought. And then we had a huge sinkhole right in the front, shut us down for 45 days, 60 days plus in total. But again, this is what centers us, is inspiring kids in many different ways. And that connection, what I love about coming out to Rotary is we see each other, we connect with each other. It's so vitally important. And the smiles and the thoughts of the day, all of those things are really important, but we got to keep doing that. My kids and all these kids are too used to this. So we don't spend enough time talking. So a lot of different ways. We've got a school bus that we try to get out into the community. A lot of our school systems don't have buses. So kids want to come to the zoo, they can't come to the zoo. So we're starting to raise money saying we need to pay the $1,000 because the teacher is having a hard time deciding, do I fix a copier or do I get on a bus and go to the zoo? Really important to us. And we provide all different types of engagement. So little kids get to experience connecting with an animal. If you're a little bit older, we've got this Climate Stewards program. So, it's the range of programs that everybody needs an opportunity to learn. Certainly it's about animals, right? But what we're doing, and Oakland, I hope you know, has always stood up for animals. Animals have always come first in that context. And we were one of the first to fight the circus in California and kick them out, Ringling Brothers, because of how they were treating their animals behind the scenes. So why do you think a elephant does what you want it to do, or a lion does what you want it to do? Because they're doing it out of fear. They're getting trained in the back. And so we did a lot of work with elephants. It's really what's called a bull hook. It's a device that's used to torture elephants to get them to do what you want them to do. We removed that physical tool. The circus couldn't operate. And so, this is over about 10 years ago. So for us, standing up for animals is really important. And so, today we're dealing with another issue, which is the illegal wildlife trade. So, here we are at the Port of Oakland, Port of San Francisco, in terms of the illegal pet trade, smuggling of animals that are coming in through the ports, significant. LA, Oakland, Miami, around the country. So we get really involved in making sure that people understand what is this illegal trade. And oftentimes we're getting animals that come to the zoo because they don't know where else to take them. So we're the first stop. The wildlife agencies, Fish and Wildlife, U.S. Fish and Wildlife will call us up and say, hey, we just seized this animal. What do we do with it? Well, we at least can bring him into that hospital and take care of him and then figure out what to do. So that rescue is really important. We talk a lot about animal births, as you saw in the video. It's great. We also talk about animals passing. That's really important to us as well. Babies bring people in, that's for sure. But these are not, most of our animals are on birth control. We don't go into the wild and pull animals in. Most of these animals are either rescues, many that you saw. The grizzly bears are all rescues. They came from Alaska. Why? They were raiding garbage cans in Anchorage and up further north in Prudhoe Bay. They were going to kill them. Tahoe, same thing. They're raiding the garbage cans. What do? You can't just relocate them somewhere. They'll come back to the same spot. We said, don't kill them. We've got a space here for them. So our grizzly bears are rescued from Alaska. So a lot of our animals go through that. Those of you who saw Tiger King, we rescued 2 tigers from a backyard facility in Oklahoma. It had been shut down, but those animals were still there, living in a tiny space, hadn't really touched grass. We brought them into the zoo. We had a space for them. So the rescue, we become a forever home as well for these animals. So animal births are fun. I mean, it's hard not to love a baby giraffe. Born 150 pounds and 6 feet tall at birth. And amazing, dropped down, and then literally within minutes got up and started nursing. So, who says humans are smarter? It's wonderful to see baby Kendi out there at the zoo. We also, again, we're part of what's called a species survival. These are our siamangs. We're part of a species survival within our world. So, like I said, we don't indiscriminately breed. Most of our animals are birth control, but there's certain species that we need to keep going. Sometimes zoos are the only place. California condors, down to 22 birds in the 1980s. Zoos and environmental organization brought them back. They're now over 500 in captivity in the wild. We had one out here in the Diablo Range a couple of years ago flying up. It's also our connection. You might have seen it real quick with the California condor, our connection to tribal communities. So we're working with the tribal community, the Yurok tribe up in Northern California, one of the first release sites for the condors in many, many years. So we provide the incredible veterinary care, but we work with other zoos to make sure these species have a second life. So again, when I say, yes, the issues with elephants is incredibly terrible. The ivory trade, rhino horns that are being cut out and rhinos being killed. All that is horrible. We've still got it here too. So it's not far away. You saw, Oakland's been known for elephants. We've had elephants for 75 years. We celebrated our 100th anniversary in 2022. So there are not that many organizations that are 102 years old in the city of Oakland. And the zoo has been there and will continue. But we've had elephants for a long time. We had 3. We have 1 right now as a male. But our Lisa, one of our elephants, passed away. This was her friend Donna. Elephants are very social beings. They need to be with other elephants. So the largest elephant sanctuary practically in the world is in Tennessee. Who would have thought? Amazing facility, over 3,000 acres. And it's a forever retirement home for elephants. So Donna moved out there and is with other African elephants that she can socialize with. So oftentimes it is about what's in the best interest of the animal. At the end of the day, it's not about what's in the best interest of the zoo. It's what's in the best interest of the animal, and we take that really seriously. The medical care, we have a 17,000 square foot hospital at the zoo. 3 vets, 4 vet techs, an incredible staff. And you saw that CT scan right here. There are only about 10 of these in zoos across the country. So to have that level of medical technology, much better than a radiograph or an x-ray, we can take even better care. We've had human hospitals, doctors call us saying, can we bring our patients into that? Which we don't do. We do not take other patients, but really important at advancing in science, right? It's a fun place to come to the zoo and have a good time, but we're dealing with serious things about extinction, about animals that are on the endangered species list, and a number that we work with. But how do we take care of these? And we're part of a broader research database as well. California condor there on the left, one of the first condors that were CT scanned was in Oakland. So a great opportunity for us to give back in our research. A lot of work in terms of tigers, lions, just the illegal trade, as I mentioned, is pretty significant. So challenges there, but we just brought in a tiger that was confiscated by California Department of Fish and Wildlife. This was about 2 months ago. 8-month-old tiger, 10 bone fractures, should never have been bred. Who breeds illegal tigers? It happens. There's a lot of backyard breeding going across the country. So an animal like this should never have been treated that way. And so we brought her in, allowed her to heal. We're able to tell her fractures with the CT scan. And then we transitioned her to her forever home, which is the Performing Animal Welfare Society, PAWS in Galt, and they're a reputable sanctuary. So we work actively with sanctuary partners as well. So for those who think, zoo, I'm not sure if I want to be at a zoo, they're animals in cages, know that, first of all, not all zoos are the same. What we do in Oakland is a little bit different, and how we work with the community of other wildlife partners. We're one of the only zoos where PETA will come and endorse. And so we have a good relationship with them, partly because I've got staff that go out and shut down other zoos, those non-accredited zoos, and testifying to shut those down. So there are a lot of animals that are living in horrible situations. And so that's something that we take great pride and responsibility in. Let's see what I got. Might be moving, maybe not moving. There we go. Yeah, I mean, these really pull at your heartstrings. Again, animals that are orphaned and need taken care of. I talked about that. We're not able to keep all these animals at the zoo. We have 3 mountain lions. We've rescued, I mentioned 26. Well, we can't just put them all in the zoo. Other zoos, other facilities will take care of them, but we just give them an opportunity to get back on their feet and get healthy. I talked about working to shut down other organizations or our rescue work. So this is Darren, one of our staff, who's our head of welfare and research, working with organizations to give these animals a better home. Doesn't matter what animal it is, they're all important to us. Conservation, obviously this is part of who we are. We got to take care of our animals at the zoo, because if we don't take care of them, we don't give them the space that they deserve, we have no business telling anybody else what to do. So that's what's really important. But we connect with a lot of partners across the world. You saw in the video in Guatemala, our veterinary team going down there. We have this deep partnership with this organization. It's the largest wildlife rescue organization for the illegal trade in Central America. So we have a connection with them, and we have a number of other projects in Uganda, Tanzania, we're working on. This is about communities again. It's not just about animals, because it's not up to us to go into a community and tell them what to do. We've got to work with the partners in the communities there to make sure they have the right livelihood as well. So a lot of work that we need to do more, right? There are more people, more animals on the endangered species list that are coming off. You know, the endangered species the act only started in 54 years ago. You know, Earth Day only started 51 years ago. So trying to raise the consciousness is really important. So these are the range of species that we work with different partners around the world. So something we take great pride in. Sometimes it's just they need a little extra help with support and funding. Sometimes it's about our staff going out there. Sometimes it's about setting up and being a convener of meetings so we can bring people together. So we'll try to play very different roles. This is something we have at the zoo. 50 cents of every admission goes into a conservation fund. We'll generate about $300,000 a year. And we give the opportunity for people, our visitors, to pick which project and they want to support. We want to get people engaged in the process of conservation, which is really important. Yeah, I mentioned this was taking care of a jaguar. They don't have the medical technology down there that we do. So we brought a team from UC Davis and the Oakland Zoo. We went down there and did this incredible procedure to save the wildlife. It takes a huge team. I mentioned we have close to 400 people at the zoo. You think about it, it's not just about animals. People think about zoo, it's just about the animals, but hopefully you're getting a flavor. We about 400 people, a $30 million operation. We've got about 30,000 households that are members. We see close to 1 million people a year. But it takes an incredible team to run this facility of experts. Whether you're Nick right there on the left is in our horticulture department. We've got a 100-acre campus. How do you take care of a horticulture facility like that? Our animal care ambassador animals, we take ambassador out to schools and to communities. That's Sarah Bowser does that. Sean next to her in our guest services team, really important. And then our volunteers, our docents, we've got an incredible team of over 650 volunteers who give their time to interpret and share their stories with the zoo. We can't do that without all those people. So it's an incredible group of people. That 853, I should really push that up. That was that was when we lost 60 days to rain, but we're getting close to 1 million. And the volunteer hours, 72,000 hours of people volunteering their time, which is fantastic. If you haven't been on the gondola, if you haven't been on this gondola, or you didn't know we had a gondola, you got to come to the zoo. It really will transform your mind, because for those who have been to the zoo 10, 20, 30 years ago, we were that little engine that could. And we were always in the shadow of San Francisco. We were always in the shadow of another organization. As we expanded from 50 acres to 100 acres in 2018, it put us more on the map. People started to understand, wow, there's something more here. And it allowed us to really showcase what the zoo is. So we do this wonderful, I'll skip this, there's a lot of different things to just make the zoo run. Events. Let me talk about sort of some of the fun things. We're just talking about excellence in care. We've got over 100 people from around the world talking about the care and welfare of bears. Black bears, brown bears, sloth bears, sun bears, whatever that species is. So they're all gathered in Oakland talking about that. Something fun. We just sold out in literally 20 minutes. You can go, it's called Brunch for the Wild Bunch. You can go behind the scenes, put food out in an exhibit and watch the animals come out and eat. Again, creating some fun there. Zoo camp, something we've been doing for years. Really important to get kids engaged. And we're trying to give more scholarships for kids who can't afford it, but that's coming up as well. You saw Pet Adoption Day. It's the 3rd year we're going to do it. We found real meaning for our community where it's, yes, save a mountain lion, save an elephant, save a giraffe. But we got our shelters here, especially in Oakland. I'm sure shelters here in your community, animals that unfortunately are getting put down when they shouldn't. So creating an opportunity at the zoo to come and adopt an animal. I mentioned the senior festival there. Obviously Halloween. This, if you haven't seen, it's called Glowfari. So for many years we used to do zoo lights, right? We'd wrap the trees and do all those fun things. We switched our program to a lantern. Animal lantern, larger than life. And it's been a fantastic evening program. You don't see the animals. You come to the zoo. We'll start in mid-November, goes through January. Again, another opportunity to create fun, right? We're not trying to beat people over the head and make sure they save the planet. We need them to engage and have fun as well and just have a good time. So if you haven't been, it's a really wonderful way to experience the zoo in the evening as well. So we got a new train. Oh, well, hey, I'm going to come back to Fremont Bank on this. So thanks to Fremont Bank, they supported us getting an electric engine for a new train. So powered by Fremont Bank. Thank you, Brian, and everybody else at Fremont Bank. So we're excited about rolling that out towards the end of this month, maybe early June. And so I think I'll end there just to see if there are any questions, but thank you for your time. And again, I want you all, if you walk away with anything, feel proud that you have a zoo in your community that is doing the right things, that is taking care of animals in the right way, that has the right support, not just from the community, but from animal welfare and other organizations. We feel deeply proud. I feel very fortunate to be able to work at the zoo and share a little bit of that story with you. So I'll pause there. Thank you.
So we're coming down here, Peter. Yeah. So I'm one of your 30,000 members. I have grandkids who we take care, and I have to say it's definitely a step up from the zoo that we took our kids to in the 1980s. So, now my question is, are you a branch of the city of Oakland?
Great question. Is that a plant? That's not a plant. That's a really good question. Well, first of all, thank you for being a member and taking the grandkids. And we're continually trying to get better and better every day. So we are a nonprofit. It's called the Conservation Society of California. We manage the zoo, but we're a private nonprofit. We do operate on city land. So Nolan Park is a city park. So we have an agreement with the city as a nonprofit to operate the zoo. So everything we raise, build, and do is under the umbrella of the nonprofit. 171,000 on 30 million. So it's a small number. It's a small number. Oakland, they've got other challenges. And so we've had to move beyond, and we have to look to other donors and supporters as well. But they do contribute, which is great. But yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for a great presentation. It really was some way to bring us all back to the zoo, and we've never forgotten about it. Just like you said, we all never have this old memory, and it's fantastic to see how much work you've done here. How did you find your passion?
Oh God, well, it's how I found my job at the zoo. I'll tell you that. I was as Brad mentioned, I was at Levi Strauss. I did my MBA at Cal, and I was going to go into the corporate side. I always had a little bit of social sort of sector entrepreneurship feeling. I worked at environmental organizations before, but I was in transition, and I went to my local coffee shop, handed the owner my resume, and 3 hours later, I got a call from the chair of the zoo saying, "Hey, we're looking for somebody." What drove me though to the zoo was I was turned on by the education and the conservation. I didn't know much about it 18 years ago, but that's what drove me there, saying, "Hey, here's an organization that's doing some wonderful things in the community, and I just need to learn a little bit more. It's doing something great." I came in to help build and double the size of the zoo. So they said, "Hey, we just need somebody with a business background to come in here and help do that." But learning about what this institution does, and there are a lot of zoos. There are 250 zoos that are accredited in this country. There are very few that any of us in Oakland would go work at because of the ethos of what Oakland stands for. And that goes back many years to my predecessor and a lot of other folks. But what keeps me there is this commitment that we have. Something that I'm trying to drive forward now is commitment in the community to giving access to people that can't get into the zoo. So, it can be expensive for some. It could be over $100 to come to the zoo for a family of 4. But there's so many people, I talked about Oakland and in other communities that don't have access and can't afford it. So how do we reach more people is something that I'm focusing on significantly as well. But the passion it's every day is something different, keeps it alive and kicking. And our opportunity if we make a difference in one person, or we spark a little kid with a connection to an animal, we're doing our job and we feel proud about that. So thank you. Go ahead, Brad.
Nick, would you talk just a little bit more about the tram and about the restaurant at the top and the views?
Yeah, well, so we have, so that gondola, so we have two different rides, actually. So we have that gondola, ski gondola that you saw, which takes us from the lower part of the zoo, about 350 feet in elevation to the top. There you go. See, Ricky's on it here. Ricky's on it, but it takes us up to what's called the Landing Cafe. And so there's an opportunity to have lunch up there. And really that's our California trail. So we have the exotic animals that are in the lower part of the zoo. You take that gondola to the top and you'll see all of the California species: grizzly bear, black bear, bison, mountain lion, bald eagle, jaguar, wolf. And so it's a great opportunity to see the species that are here or were here, right? Grizzly bear on the state flag, no longer here. Actually, 2024 is the 100th anniversary of us killing the last grizzly bear in California. So it gives us an opportunity to talk about that as well. So we do have what we call our Sky Ride. It's been there for probably 40 years or longer. It's kind of like what you see the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. You get on those little buckets and your feet dangle and you're holding your kids real tight to make sure they don't fall out. Because you are going over the tiger exhibit and the lion exhibit. So that's an opportunity. Again, it's one of the best things. It's a fun place to be, to hear people having, kids especially having a lot of fun. That train that's going to be upgraded and some other rides that we have there. So again, if you come for nothing else, just come, bring out of towners, bring guests to come and have a good time. There's a question. Got it.
And I just curious to know also creating a freeway.
Yeah.
Animals, the diversity. When they're separated.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's absolutely right. I mean, yes, we partner with a lot of different organizations, Golden Gate Bird Alliance, formerly Golden Gate Audubon Society, in Berkeley, partnering with them on a project in Oakland to save the Oakland birds, the black-crowned night heron. We definitely engage with the Regional Park District. They literally are down the road from us. No formal connection, but there is a funding connection that's there. It's really important. You mentioned, which is really about P22, the mountain lion in Southern California that you probably heard about. So they're building this overpass, the Wallace-Annenberg overpass, which is significant, really, really important because we're losing connectivity, right? How we build, where we build. Are there really any true wild places left? This is the question we keep asking ourselves. So it's really important in our community, having parks, having trees, having spaces for birds and other species to roam is really important. And that connectivity, which you're talking about, is critical. And all of us can think about that when you're talking to city council or mayors about zoning regulations and how all of those things, we can have an impact right here in our community on that. So I know he's going to all right. Oh God. Well, I've been not a great member. It's been about 3 years. I think I still got my red badge. So I know that's the problem. Yeah. Different animals, huh? Yeah, there you go.
So thank you, Nick. I don't know if you can stick around. Bob, you have one question or?
Still going strong, and Lake Merritt is a breakfast club. Thank you. It's a great organization to support, and downtown Oakland and the lake needs a lot of help right now with crime that's happening. So thank you for being engaged and supporting.
Thank you so much, Nick, and appreciate your talk and all you're doing to connect humans with animals. I mean, I think that's wonderful what you're doing there. We used to take our kids there as well, but we haven't been there for a while, so we got to get back. I want to go to that restaurant on top. Cool. So Bob Tucknott, you asked me, you brought something you wanted to share with the club. So here's your mic.
I was on a trip to Tuolumne as part of the Pleasanton Tuolumne committee. And we just got back last Wednesday. I went to 2 Rotary clubs. I was the only Rotarian in the whole group. And so I got a flag for the Pleasanton Club from the main club down in Tulancingo. And I represented your club at their club.
Thanks, Bob. Appreciate that. Okay, all right. Well, we'll get one for you. Okay, so we got that taken care of. I wanted just to mention quickly there, as I mentioned, it was Ricky's special day today, so it's his birthday. And he's 61 years old. What do you need, man? The clicker is right here. Yeah, you're welcome. So can we sing happy birthday one more time to Ricky? Are we ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ricky. Happy birthday to you. And many more. Great, awesome. And I just found out one of our past presidents just retired 2 days ago, Bill Evans. Congratulations, Bill. Yeah, that's fantastic. So anyway, any other comments or that you want to make to the group? All right, we are adjourned. Thank you so much. What? What? Oh, I'm sorry. Got to get, yes. The opportunity drawing. Very important. Well, Bill Brooks here, so we know who's going to win. I'm already 3 minutes over. Okay, here we go. Good. Oh, okay. All right. That's it. Let's see. What do we got here? We have the first winner, 4340. 4340. Julio. All right. Hey, Julio. It's your day. Oh, sorry. Once again. Okay. All right. Next is 4342. Is that you again, Julio? It's like two. That's what I thought. Okay. You got one more chance. Oh, okay. All right. Thank you, Kathleen. All right, everyone. I'm going to ring it one more time. We are officially adjourned.